All right, what's going on, all the G's out there? This is different than Parlay with the G's, which is going to be NFL edition that we have during football season in the fall and such. We got to find some time to pass things by, especially when NFL season's over. We got to find, some things to fill that void out there for us sports investors. So I'm going to be bringing to you each day here a parlay of the day, usually in between the NHL, which I feel most confident about, but also some NBA picks here to supplement in here too. And it is March Madness season right now, so maybe we'll be supplementing some college basketball games within our parlay of the day. But I also want to show you guys my process as well, some of the things that I'm looking at here before doing parlays for Parlay with the G's each week. And yeah, let's get into some of the games today. We're here. It's March 31st of 2025. And let's kick some things off here. So for me personally, when it comes to sports investing, sports betting, and such, I really like the DraftKings platform. So I'm going over here. I like to keep a good eye on stat sheets. Great to be profitable for any given month, also all time as well, making sure to be able to track some of the progress that's going on as well here too. But they've got a great platform and things are super sleek. Before I get into DraftKings and actually making some of the picks throughout the week, I'm going to be looking at the ESPN app. This is the best app that I recommend and also best for looking at statistics and scoring when it comes to the sports market as well too. All right, so if I'm looking at the slate for NHL on any given day, I'll get the schedule and the rundown here so we can look at some different games that are going on and such. And the first thing I'm looking to do is going to be able to look at the scores tab. So that's going to want to be the first and foremost, one of the most important things that we're looking for. So we'll navigate over here. We'll go to NHL and then we'll click scores tab right here. And that's going to pull up some info for us. And we'll take it game by game. Some games are going to go into the parlay that we have every day because, it looks effective and other ones aren't. It's what we call, or what I like to call, a no touch. No touch. We don't need to put it out there. And we don't want it to ruin or shoot the parlay that we have for the day. All right. So first up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the Wild and the Devils that we have right here. One thing I'm looking for really closely, first and foremost, is what's your overall record for the year, right? Wild are going to be better. They're at 41-28 on the season versus the Devils that have been 39-29 for the season. And we're also going to get to see what their record's like away and also what the record's like home as well too. And if you can see here, the Wild, they're 22-11 on the road. That's pretty favorable, especially if they're going into New Jersey tonight. So let's go to Gamecast here. This is going to be important. So this is going to give us different information to look about for the game and go a little bit deeper into some analytics and statistics. So that can be giving us, favorable information that we can use for the parlay that we have. First up, I'm looking here at the odds. These are going to be pretty similar across different sports books. This is advertising ESPN Bet, but these also be pretty similar to DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and different sports books like that and such. The Devils are favored at home at -150 tonight. The total for most hockey games is going to be around 5.5 to 6.5 goals total. And then the puck line that we have is the Devils favored at 1.5 goals here. All right. I'm also going to be looking here as well. One thing that's good is an injury report. There's definitely substantial injuries that the Wild have compared to the Devils. So that's something to keep in mind here. And also team stats. I like to look at what's your goal range that you're having for each team as well, too. Especially, if we're doing around 2.69 plus 2.97, that's landing us right around that mark here, which is that 5.56 range. So maybe that could influence your decision that you're making when trying to go for a total. But full transparency, I really don't like to touch totals, especially in parlays. Kind of moved on from that. So mostly what you're going to find for me is money lines. And then also you're going to find teasers as well for me too. But not trying to get too confident with spreads unless you feel unbelievably great about it. Mostly looking for money lines and teasers when it comes to parlays here. All right. This is a big one that we look for here. I want to look at what's your record within the last 5 matchups that you've played. So for the Wild, they're going to be 2-3 in their last 5. And then for the Devils, they're going to be 2-3 in their last 5 as well. And most notably, a few days ago, they did beat the Wild in Minnesota 5-2. So that's something to take in mind here. But when I've looked at both of these teams, throughout the course of the season, I'm looking at the Wild as a better team than the Devils are. They're on the road and they're getting 1.5 as an underdog favorite. So for me, in particular for this game, I would eye the Wild at +1.5. But even better than that, we can get them at +2.5 if we do an alternate spread. And I'm going to show you guys how we do that right here. So come over to DraftKings, go over to your NHL tab right here. And then after that, we're going to click into this specific game. So instead of taking the +1.5 here, we'll click into this specific game. We'll go down here to the game lines tab that they have here. And then we're going to do this alternate puck line, which can be favorable for us. So we can take the Wild at +1.5 up here, +1.5 goals at -198. But even safer than that for both of the ranges of the team here, let's add the Wild +2.5 as the first leg that we have in our parlay here for today. All right. Next up, let's see here within the games that we have. Next, we have also the Predators playing the Flyers today. Pretty close record, so I'm actually going to stay away from that one. And then next up, let's go to Avalanche and the Flames, who are going to be playing today. So we'll go Gamecast so we can look at some information here as well. Looking at an Avalanche team who's much better record overall in the season, 45-26 total, versus the Flames that are 34-26, right? Looking at the Avalanche, who are going to be favored by 1.5 goals at home on the puck line, -250 on the money line here. And I can also see some of the scoring leaders that we have for each team if you were interested in doing player props or something like that as well. As far as major injuries go, you've got a few guys here that are out for the Avalanche. I don't know these players off the top of my head. Mostly I'm going to know McKinnon, Makar, and Nishkershkin on the Avalanche as well. And the Flames, they got a few guys on IR and out, but none that are most notable for this team that we see here. Right. Team stats wise, I'm looking at the Avalanche as more output that they have per goals per game. They're at that 3.34 range. And then the Flames are going to be at 2.60. And then as far as the last 5 records go, we've got the Flames at 3-2, and we've got the Avalanche at 4-1, plus their home. If I'm looking at their home record as well here for the season, we see that, let's see here, about 25-11 at home. So that's a great home record compared to that 15-14 here. So for this next matchup here, let's take Avalanche on the money line. They're better within their last 5. They've got a great home record, and they've been a better team this season than the Flames. So let's add that in the hat here as well. Let's go over here to Avalanche Flames. And then let's get that money line tab right there. Now, if we wanted to be safer, we could add in game lines and maybe we could flip the Avalanche. So right now they're favored at 1.5. What we could do is we can go down here to this puck line and we can get the Avalanche at +1.5. But for -750 odds, that's not going to be such a great return, especially when we're going to be looking for plus money each day for our parlay. So let's go Avalanche money line next up for today. All right, last up on the slate, because we're going to skip the Predators and Flyers, let's go to the Stars and the Kraken for today as well. I'm looking at a Stars team that's 48-21 on the season. I'm looking at the Kraken, who are 31-37 on the season. Stars, pretty good away record, 14-2 total, and the Kraken a 16-5 home record, right? So this definitely spells Stars money line for me based on statistics, based on how they're performing. And we've also got them at a -165 on today, too, as the favorite. If I go here to injury report, the Stars definitely have some injuries that we're looking at here compared to the Kraken with no injured players, but no guy that really jumps out to me as a best player on the Stars that's going to be out. We've got here Robertson. We've also got here Deschene as well, and they're going to be looking to be playing this game as well, so no issues there. As far as output goes, we got 3.41 on 3 total. Now, if you wanted to go over or under, with both teams averaging over 3, that would be over 5.5. And right now, this game is set to 5.5. So the over could be something that you eye for your parlay. But I would pull that out. Actually, sorry here. That was Avalanche and Flames. Let's get you. Oh, makes more sense, right? So they're at 6.5 total based on what their averages are for. And that's kind of right on the nose, what you would expect for both teams. But like I said, I like to leave out the total. So Don't need to eye that for yourself as well, too. Let's go safer with teasers and also money lines. All right. And man, what does this spell for us right here? We're looking at a Stars team that's pretty hot right now. They've won their last 5 games. This was a team that was in the Western Conference Final last year against the Edmonton Oilers. So they're a strong team within the NHL. And I'm looking at a Kraken team that's 1-4 within their last 5, beating the Oilers, who were down McDavid and also Draisaitl in that game as well, too. So I'm eyeing Stars money line, even more so than +1.5. I don't think that's something that we need to do for this game. And this is a stronger team, so let's play it safe and let's take them on the money line here as well. All right. So we got 3 picks total. You got your Wild at +2.5. You got your Avalanche at -285, and then you also got your Stars at -166. Right. You got +168 odds here for the day. So if you get your $10 bet in there, you're going to be able to get your $16 profit on the day. And that's my parlay of the day here for you, for all the NHL fans out there. Let's go Wild +2.5. Let's go Avalanche money line and Stars money line too to get your wager placed here. All right. And we'll catch you on the next one tomorrow for parlay with the G's, parlay of the day. See you guys.